Hello, this is Detech from the Samurai Aquatics Outdoor Decor store. We're one of the few beta stores right now in Upland, and upon many requests I'm going to record my first ever tutorial video on how to make outdoor decor for Upland. So first I opened the file with an Upland building. I already moved the building off to the side. Unlike the ornaments, you don't actually submit the building, so I just have it for scale. Also, first thing I do is go to this tab and click statistics so I see how many triangles I have. Now if we look at the requirements page for outdoor decor, for LOD 0, which is your most important model, you're going to be submitting 3. You go from 3,000 to 10,000 triangles. Then for LOD 1 you go 1.5 to 5,000, and for the LOD 2 you go 800 to 5,000. So it's up to you how you want to do it. Start from low and then go up, or the other way. I do differently, but mostly I do the LOD 0 first. So first we're going to make some kind of model, just as an example. So I'll add a cube. Now, one of the things I had issues with when I was starting is making sure everything is on ground level. If you make a cube, the cube is 2 by 2 meters, and when you make it in the beginning, it's in the center of your mesh, of your grid. You can move it up 1 meter exactly, and it will be exactly on the floor. And then, because I didn't know how to put things on the floor, I actually redone some models to keep it that way. Now I know. If anybody has issues with that, I can help. So let's make, I don't know, let's make a chair maybe. So now one of the things I wouldn't do is, do this so it goes off the floor. So to keep it up, I would kind of do it. So now I have, it's 1 meter high, and click S, start moving, click S to go like that. So it's 1 by 1 and 1 by 1. So let's say I want to make a chair, a bench. Let's make a bench. So size it like this. Sorry, trying to get the shape right. So this is the extrude tool. So this is kind of like a simple bench. There's many ways of doing this. This is just one kind of way. Okay, maybe bend this backwards a bit. Now, one of the things to keep in mind is triangles. So if you make something simple like this, this won't be even allowed for the smaller file. So you have to kind of think of what you want to do and how much detail and where you want to add. And it's good to estimate it from the beginning, because if you don't, you might run into issues later. And for example, you decide today to make like a mat, and you want to add lots of squares, lots of like shapes into it, and then when you start adding them, you realize you're way over the limit. So that's one of the issues. Okay, so what can we do to make it better? Let's make Okay, so I'm gonna make like a holes through this to add detail to this model. So one of the ways I would maybe do it is get many cuts, let's say 20 cuts, and then five cuts, 3 cuts, no, 2 cuts, 4 cuts. Okay, so one of the things you can do, for example, if you want to make holes, you can bridge faces. So you go like this and you go bridge face and makes a hole. I don't know if that actually looks good, but maybe we'll do it another way. We'll make holes like this. Now, unless you have something prepared, I'm a bit not prepared for this. You go from like a schematic or have something in your head and you already kind of formed what you're doing, then it'll be a lot quicker, because sometimes I go and I start doing something and there's this whole art process where I don't know, oh my god, I'm actually making this bad. And sometimes I spend hours just, experimenting, going through different things, seeing what works, what doesn't, and redoing it. I'm sure there's a way to do this faster. And I actually want to show you maybe a different way of doing it. Another way is you can delete these and then you can make faces from lines or points. So you can go like this, and this is very helpful. I found this out much further into the process of learning Blender, and this really simplified many things that I wanted to do. See, here you have to select 3 lines because there's 3 edges. Anyways, so for example, we have this, and maybe we want to add some lines on top, and you can go like that, and you can actually you can have, like, for example, I want to add lines going this way, and you can either connect them to these lines or kind of cheat and leave a little space if you're low on triangles. So you can go like this a bit, and again, you don't have to extrude them this way. You can actually extrude them with the XYZ straight if you need to. So you can go like that a bit, and then like that, and then you can extend these. Let's do these as well. Hold on. Like that, and now you can extend the sides and connect them. Now again, I am very far from being good at Blender. I've only started learning this year, so a lot of things that I do manually, I'm sure can be done a lot faster. So I delete faces, and now the way I usually connect is I take dot by dot, I click M to merge, and center. And this way they're perfectly connected in the center. I think I probably shouldn't have even made a tutorial where I make things, because it's so embarrassing in how I make things when compared to what I watch on the internet. Now, I usually, to save triangle count, I would select all these holding Shift and Alt and delete them, dissolve edges, and then you have this. So now we have 1120. So for LOD 0, for LOD 2, it's maximum 2.5. So you're in good range for LOD 2 and almost in good range for LOD 1. Sometimes if you want to, save space, you can go between 1,500 and 5,000, and this model could be applied for both LOD 2 and 1. Though it's better to actually, decrease it properly so you have different sets. Okay. So we have a not very beautiful bench like this. Now, see how this is going forward? If you want to delete this part, you can delete this part and remake faces. So now you can select these and go F, select these two and click F, and it's all meshed. So we have a few more triangles. This will be our LOD 0, and we'll continue in the next video and go through detailing it a little bit and maybe adding a few things here and there before we go into baking and then exporting